Happy Thanksgiving Eve, television family. Wednesday, 26th day of November, 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz, last show of the week. Won't be here on Thursday for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's a great holiday. Nice, quiet, low-key holiday, just the kind I like. And we're not going to be here Friday either because we don't feel like it. Well, it's a 4-day weekend, and for us, that's pretty rare. We'll take it when we can get it. 32 degrees, lots of low clouds, fog, kind of misty. And the weather is going to be pretty darn quiet until we get to tonight, and then it's going to rain. Too warm for snow. It's going to rain tonight. Rain pretty much all day tomorrow. Tapers off on Thursday night, and then pretty quiet, pretty benign. Not a lot to talk about weather. Once we get to the weekend, those details are coming up. Passes are a lot better than they were yesterday. I was just looking at the cameras and the pass reports. You're good to go. Blewett is a little dicey right now. Blewett has some compact snow and ice up near the summit, about the last 5 miles on either side of Blewett. But Stevens and I-90, you're fine. They're bare and wet, and they're going to get rain, not snow today. So if today's your big travel day, heading over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house, I've heard that before, you're going to be fine, looks like. All those details are coming up. We got news, we got sports, we got the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and Beth Stipe, the executive director of the Community Foundation in North Central Washington, will be my guest. The Turkey Trot is tomorrow, right outside the Pybus. It's a huge fundraiser for them, and it's the official kickoff of the Give NCW campaign. It's always good to talk to Beth. You don't want to miss that conversation. It comes up in the back half of the program. Let's see what our cameras look like today. This is the Heights camera. We've been showing you this camera for pretty much all week now. That is the Wenatchee Heights camera, pointed towards Rock Island. There are the low clouds and the fog. Yesterday, our high temperature was 39 degrees. On Tuesday, the 25th, that happened about a half an hour after midnight. After midnight, that was our warmest part of the day, and then it gradually cooled all the way down to 32 degrees about 23 and a half hours later. We don't see that too often. But yeah, our high temperature yesterday was not during the day. It was just after it became November 25th. McNeil Canyon. Hi, folks. You got some snow up there, and you can see Lake Chelan off into the distance. Most of the snow is going to be gone, Johnson. There is no snow in the forecast. After the cold front that came through yesterday, it's now kind of a warm front, so the lower elevations are going to get rain, and quite a bit of it, especially tomorrow. Occasional light snow over the mountain passes, but not too much. Actually, it's going to be pretty easy to get over the mountain passes. Billy Goat, how are you? Lovely view there. It's like being in an airplane. You can see a little bit of Brewster, a couple of the lights of the Brewster area. I can't really see Pateris much at all. That's a beautiful view from our Billy Goat camera. Good morning to our friends in Okanogan County. And up to Valley High, we'll give you a quick little peek at Blewett Pass, a little sliver there of Blewett Pass. Go Valley High. Of course, they have a big playoff game this weekend. Valley High, the fighting bark eaters. I don't know. There's no Valley High. Anyway, one slide to show for you. This may look familiar to yesterday. It's not. It's brand new. They sent it to us about an hour ago. Your Mountain Pass holiday travel impacts, really not a lot. Wintry mix on Stevens. Again, Stevens is fine right now. It is raining right now on I-90. Blewett is the one that's going to give you the most amount of trouble, and that's right now. Give yourself about 3 or 4 hours, and US 97 Blewett should be okay. And then if you're actually traveling on Thanksgiving, we're going to have rain down here. They're going to have rain up there, quite a bit of rain. As a matter of fact, on Snoqualmie and Blewett, not too much on Stevens, kind of a rain-snow mix. So yesterday wasn't too easy. Today and tomorrow and into the weekend, no real problems at all. From our friends at Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, it's where comfort, care, and community come together. No sunshine today, high of about 39. And then tonight, about 10 o'clock, it's going to start raining, and it's going to rain pretty good. We could get 1/4 of an inch of rain overnight tonight, which is a lot of rain. We could anyway, and it's going to rain all day on Thanksgiving Day. Lots and lots of rain just coming down. High of about 40, which is about normal for this time of the year. So rain tonight, rain Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving night. The rain will end about 9 or 10 in the evening. As you can see, we're going to be above freezing, 36 for the overnight low. And then no real problems at all. Mixture of clouds and sun on Friday, lots of clouds Saturday, clouds and sun on Sunday, clouds on Monday, no precipitation in the forecast. Your afternoon highs, overnight lows, just right about normal. The big story tonight and tomorrow, rain and lots of it, but the passes will be not too problem. We're used to it around here. We're also used to giving you the news, and we'll do that in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. I've been helping people for nearly a decade understand their Medicare options. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand coverage options so you can feel confident in your Medicare decision. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or see me at my office in Wenatchee with easy parking and entrance.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Clouds, fog, a little misty. With apologies to Johnny Mathis. 32 degrees. We'll be pushing 40 today, and later on today, the rains will come. It'll rain overnight tonight, pretty much all day on Thursday. Also rain in the mountain passes. A warm front is heading our way, and then a pretty quiet weekend, all things considered. It's 8 minutes after the hour. 2 of the youths that were killed in Friday night's deadly street racing crash in the north end of town have now been identified. Friends and relatives say 12-year-old Bentley Knight of Wenatchee. He was the passenger that was killed when a 2018 Audi sedan crashed into an oncoming pickup truck near the Easy Street roundabout. Apparently, during an illegal street race, Bentley was pronounced dead at the scene. Another passenger, 14-year-old Eric Figueroa, badly injured, flown to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. He's still there. The 18-year-old driver, also hospitalized at Harborview. He has not been identified by police. The families have launched fundraising campaigns on GoFundMe in order to defray expenses for Bentley's funeral and Eric's extensive medical care. The boy is dealing with severe brain injuries and multiple fractures. You can donate to the fundraising efforts by using the QR code that you see on your screen. You can also go to the link on this story by going to our website at ncwlife.com. Wenatchee police, by the way, are still seeking witnesses to the crash as their investigation continues. Washington's 2025 wildfire season is done, but firefighting agencies are still taking stock of injuries suffered by on-the-job crew members. The Wildland Fire Lessons Learned Center says back on September 28th, one firefighter on a hotshot crew working the Labor Mountain Fire west of Wenatchee was struck by a falling tree. The tree was about 12 inches in diameter. The tree strike pinned the victim face down, caused a head injury, but after being taken by air to Confluence Health, the patient was found to have only bruises and minor abrasions. And a smoke jumper from Wenatchee was also injured earlier in September while parachuting into the Stampede Ridge Fire in Kittitas County. The Lessons Learned Center says that patient suffered broken bones in both feet after striking the ground too fast. He was treated at Confluence Health in order to be closer to home. State inspectors from the Department of Labor and Industries made unannounced visits to nearly 350 work sites across the state, and they found 41 unlicensed contractors on the job, including some here in Chelan County. Illinois says it cited all 41 violators for unlicensed plumbing and electrical work. Doing contracting work without being registered, as you might imagine, is against the law. Violations carry fines of $1,200 for a first-time offense, up to $10,000 for repeat offenses. Chelan was one of 9 counties where violations were noted during the inspections that were carried out on October 13th and 14th. Illinois says SNAP inspections like those help keep homeowners and other customers from falling victim to unethical contractors. Edgar Reinfeld, Wenatchee's interim city administrator, of course, until a replacement is found for Laura Gloria, who departed the post back in August. But of course, his primary job is chief of police for the city of Wenatchee. On this award-winning and highly rated morning television show, I had a chance to talk to Chief Reinfeld about the department's ongoing campaign to recruit new officers, as well as changes in the kinds of crime they're responding to in Wenatchee.
We've gone through this crazy wave of attrition with retirements. We hit a cycle. It was funny. It's the same thing at the military job. Like 4 years ago, like, where's everybody going? Why is nobody staying? Why is everybody retiring? How are this many people ready to retire? September 11th, 2001, large surge in interest, large surge of people pouring into the system. And lo and behold, 2021 means 20 years, and you're eligible for military retirement, and away they go. And we're in a similar generation here where we've got a lot of folks who came in that 20 to 25 years ago range, and it's just time for them to attrit out naturally through retirement. And what that led to, we went from being authorized 45 to 48 positions, and then we dipped to 34 on staff because we had a huge surge in retirement. And we're building back up out of that. We're at 44 today. I have 6 in field training. Our normal capacity is 2. Our surge capacity is 3. We're doing 6. Full commitment by our field training crew, and we're getting it done to get us up to where we need to be. And in 2026, we expect to hire 6 more, just to keep us floating near that 47 to 48 level. We expect 3 more to attrit in 26 due to retirement. They're there. They've told us they plan on 26, and when we get firm commitments, then we'll prepare to work.
And you budgeted for that. You're in the budget cycle right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
As a matter of fact, and you know that this is about what we're going to need.
Sure.
For the fiscal year beginning January 1st of 2026.
And conveniently, we tend to budget vacancies against a full rate officer. The nice thing is if we start them as entry levels, they start substantially below that. The first 6 months, they only make 77.5% of the base pay for a month for an officer at 30 months. And then they progress through 3 steps over 30 months to get to full rate. So the budget implication is cushioned by that. However, if we hire a lateral officer, they come on at full rate, and then we pick them up where they came across. So with that, we have budget authority for what we need to maintain our numbers in 2026.
Where are we just from an overall crime trend? We'll just talk about the city of Wenatchee. That's your Bouviac. That's your deal. About where it should be.
We'd of course always like it to be 0. We'd like it to be this perfectly idyllic environment that we go out and do magical things and no one ever suffers as a victim of crime. What I'll say is when we look at the statewide published statistics, everything is up just a little bit, like across the board. What we see anecdotally and through ours, because the statewide published statistics, that report that comes out, looks at the data differently than we do because it's tailored to a reporting system that looks at it that way. So those numbers against those numbers over time mean something. The way we look at things over time mean something. They mean basically the same things. It's still a very low crime rate here, and that's a great thing. Property crime has fluttered up a good bit at times, then it seems to flatten, and I would say in the last week, suddenly it's commercial burglary is just a thing, and it's infuriating. It's difficult because it's We don't do that for a very long time, and then suddenly that's the flavor of the month, and it's challenging. Property crime is probably our biggest concern, but I will say we've seen gang-related violent crime on the rise. And while we haven't seen that impact people who are not directly involved in the strife, we have seen an alarming number of juveniles with stolen firearms out threatening each other, occasionally shooting. East Wenatchee's had a terrible problem that's been over and over in some places, but East Wenatchee is not some magical place. You have to cross a border and go through customs to get to Wenatchee. It extends right to here as well. So holistically in the valley, our crime rate is still very low. Property crime is up a little bit and has been. It may fall back down. It's not up 30%. It's fluttered up a little bit. And then the gang-related violent crime is looking very concerning. However, I think we're making positive steps that some of that is being mitigated.
And a new district office opened yesterday in Tonasket. For Washington's 7th Legislative District, State Representatives Hunter Abel and Andrew Engel will work out of that office. It's located at 215 North Whitcomb Avenue in Tonasket. The idea of the new office is to give rural constituents the space to meet with their representatives. The office will be staffed Monday through Wednesday. Then it will be closed the first 2 months of next year because, well, they're going to be in Olympia, being lawmakers, and then the office will reopen in mid-March. The 7th Legislative District includes most of Okanagan and Douglas counties, plus most of East Wenatchee and a section of Wenatchee. They certified the November 4th election yesterday. That's when it's all said and done. The numbers have all been crunched. The canvassing board meets. They sign at the bottom line, and the election is official. And two things jumped out at me as I went through the numbers yesterday. Don't ever say your vote doesn't count. Two things jumped out at me here. I'm looking at the actual numbers. In the Kashmir School District, the at-large position, Aaron Lowers defeated Mike Ledbetter by 37 votes. 37 votes separated the winner, Aaron Lowers, from Mike Ledbetter. But 73 people who were eligible to vote in this particular election between Mr. Lowers and Mr. Ledbetter, 73 people didn't pick either candidate. So poor Mr. Ledbetter lost by 37 votes, but if a little more than half the people who didn't vote for either of them had voted for him, he would have won. And the same thing up in Manson. The Manson School District isn't a particularly big school district. This is the at-large choice in Manson. The winner was Greg Neff, who defeated Byron Schmidt for the Manson School District at-large seat. He won. Greg Neff won by 76 votes. 76 votes. 165 people who got their ballots and were eligible to vote for either Mr. Schmidt or Mr. Neff did not vote for either candidate, and Greg Neff lost by 76 votes with 165 people choosing neither. Those things jump out at me. That's the news in 18 minutes after the hour. For the news, before we head into the 4-day week, yay, 4-day weekend. I'm liking that. Watch the news tonight, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on television. 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Live channel. We're on Roku. We're on Apple. We're on Amazon Fire. We're on Peacock. And we're on the web, YouTube, too. You can check out our news there. News tips, news at ncwlife.com. Sports is next. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel. Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Sports at 21 minutes after the hour. Gonzaga just rolls right along. Braden Huff, 20 points. He shot 9 from 10 from the field. Number 12, Gonzaga blows out Maryland 100-61 last night at the Players Era Championship in Las Vegas. All the players on all the teams are being paid directly by the organizers of the Players Era Championship. It's pretty interesting. Emmanuel Innocetti, he had 15 points off the bench. He had 5 3-pointers for the Bulldogs. Steel Venters, 14 points. Graham Eke, 13 points. The Bulldogs got 51 points from their bench. Maryland's bench only scored 9. They'll take on Michigan tonight on TNT at 6:30. Arizona State overcame Washington State. The final there was 194 there in Maui. Not a bad place to be, the Maui Invitational. 40 points from freshman Ace Glass. That is a new freshman scoring record for Wazoo. Glass was 9 of 14, 6 3-pointers. He made 16 of 18 free throws. 40 points for a freshman. Plus, I love that name, Ace Glass. Wazoo led by 12 early in the second, and then the Sun Devils went on a 16-5 run to tie the game, and then they pulled away from there. The Cougars will take on Seton Hall this afternoon at 2:30 for third place. Seattle Kraken back at Climate Pledge Arena. Dallas Stars are in town. The Kraken had a pretty good road trip. They went 2-1-1 on the East Coast. Now they're back home. You can watch that game tonight at 7 o'clock on either King or Kong. Local hockey, Wenatchee Wild back in action tonight. They have 3 games. Of course, they fell to Kamloops over the weekend. Austin Andrade dropped by this award-winning and highly rated morning show yesterday, and we talked about the incredible performance of Wenatchee's goalies so far this year.
He's had a remarkable season so far. You saw the save that he made in the second period. That was among the better saves that he's made this year, which is pretty high up on the pretty good list to put together. But no, he's had some work to do this season, but he's kept us in a whole lot of games this year. You know, you talk about the numbers that he has. 917 is top 3 in the league in save percentage. His goals against average coming into the game against Kamloops, and it was better after the game because he didn't give up that, didn't get dinged for the empty netter. Only 13th in the league, but you look at the 12 guys above him, and only Joshua Ravensbergen from Prince George, who we'll likely see on Friday, has faced more shots than he has. Ravensbergen has played 1,000 minutes already this season, so he's faced a lot of work. He's been up to the task. The offense is trying to find ways to come through for him and get him a little bit of help here.
Wild have 3 home games this week. Starting tonight, the Vancouver Giants are in town, and good news, the Giants will be without probably their best player.
Yeah, the Giants, we played them once this season back up in Vancouver. They'll fortunately have one of their top players out of the lineup because Ryan Lynn, who I believe is the leading defensive scorer in the entire Western Hockey League right now, he's headed to the CHL USA Prospects Challenge up in Alberta this week. So he'll be out of the lineup tonight and tomorrow. He'll be back in their lineup on Friday when the Wild don't have to play him. But Cameron Schmidt at the top of their lineup, 3rd-round draft pick for the Dallas Stars, had a monster last couple of years for him, and he's back again this year to lead the way. So had a couple of assists against the Wild up there, and he'll be called upon to lead the charge when they're down here tomorrow night.
Vancouver tonight is 6 o'clock, and then they got Thanksgiving off. 7 o'clock is when they'll drop the puck with Prince George. The Cougars are in town, and then on Saturday, 6 o'clock with the Regina Pats. And you can go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com for tickets. Since we're not going to be here on Thursday and Friday, one more look at your prep state semifinal football rundown. Get out and enjoy Okanagan. If they beat Toledo in Tumwater at noon on Saturday, they move on to the 2B state championship. Okanagan, of course, the defending 2B state champions. Also in Tumwater will host East Valley in the 2A playoffs. That immediately follows the Okanagan and Toledo game. Leave off the field at the Apple Bowl, Cashmere Mount Baker in the state semifinals, 3 o'clock there. Also in the 1A bracket, Royal will host Linden Christian at 3 o'clock. And of course, if Royal and Cashmere win, they will play each other for the state championship, both from the same conference. That would be a winger. And down at Walla Walla High School, Amara Cooley Heartline will take on DeSales at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. Baked a cake. Baked a cake. It's National Cake Day today, and the cake is synonymous with celebrations. You have a birthday cake. You have a wedding cake. You have an anniversary cake. You have a retirement cake. If it's a celebration, graduations, you name it, it calls for a cake. And of course, back in the day, cakes were very expensive and very complicated to make. But thanks to Betty Crocker and Duncan Hines, you can walk down the aisle and grab a cake mix, a couple of eggs, a little milk, and you're in business. In fact, they perfected commercial cake mixes right at the perfect time. Right in the 1920s, right before the Great Depression, which meant that homemakers had an inexpensive way to make cakes during the Great Depression. Carrot cake, angel food cake, devil food cake, chocolate German cake. Gee, I don't care. Hey, cake day. And you'll probably have a little bit of cake for dessert tomorrow after the big meal. 27 minutes after the hour today in history, George Washington proclaimed the first Thanksgiving way back in the 1780s, and it was a one-and-done deal. And then Abe said, let's try it again. On this date in 1863, the President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, declared November 26th, 1863, as a National Day of Thanksgiving. And then every year afterwards, Thanksgiving would be celebrated on the last Thursday of November. And then for 3 years, 1939, 1940, and 1941, Franklin Delano Roosevelt moved Thanksgiving, even though he didn't have the power to do so. He moved Thanksgiving from the last Thursday to the second to last Thursday in November. The idea is to stimulate the economy, to get people to do their holiday shopping a little bit earlier. It didn't quite go over too well. In 1942, they moved it to the fourth Thursday in November every year, and that's pretty much where it's been. Of course, Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and it's about as late as it could be. Last year, Thanksgiving was on as late as it can possibly be, November 28th. So Thanksgiving, from a traditional standpoint, began on this date in 1863. Casablanca is 83 years old today, November 26th, 1942, considered by many to one of the greatest movies of all time. And it's a really good movie. Who's kidding who? It's well done. It's well acted. It's got a number of great plots. Casablanca, starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman, premieres in New York City. It would win the Oscar for Best Picture the next year. I probably haven't seen Casablanca in about 30 years. I got a 4-day weekend. I think I'll pop it in my DVD player. Things were doing really good for the UN in the Korean War right up until November 26th, 1950. They had crossed the 39th parallel. They kept going farther and farther up into North Korea. They were wiping out the North Korean communist troops. They were almost all the way to the Yalu River, the border between North Korea and communist China. And communist China said, no, we're getting involved. MacArthur told Truman this wasn't going to happen. Turns out he was wrong. Communist Chinese troops, tons of them, loss of massive counterattack against the United Nations and South Korean forces in the Korean War, which MacArthur said would be done by Christmas 1950, will continue until July of 1953. And 42 years ago today, November 26th, 1983, in London, 6,800 gold bars worth nearly 26 million British pounds stolen from the Brinks Vault at Heathrow International Airport in London. If you're going to steal that much gold, you're going to have an inside guy, and the gang did. One of the security guards, Anthony Black, actually lit the gang into the vault. They poured gasoline. They tied them all up. The people worked inside the vault. They poured gasoline on them, threatened to light a match unless they gave him the combination to the safe. They gave him the combination of the safe. The guard said, I think there's about £1 million worth of gold in the vault. Turns out there was a lot more than that. 156 gold bars, as a matter of fact. Today, if you did the what do you call it? Inflation, it's a lot. It's just a ton. About $180 million in gold. The 13 perpetrators were tried, convicted, and sent to prison. The gold was never found. Most authorities think it was simply melted down and resold. It's all heavenly birthdays today. Maurice McDonald, you're going to go, who's that? Maurice McDonald. Well, he and his brother Richard founded McDonald's. The original McDonald brothers. There's Maurice McDonald. Of course, he and Richard sold McDonald's to Ray Kroc in 1961 for $1 million, which was a lot of money. In 1961, it's $28 million today. So don't feel too sorry for Maurice McDonald, who was born in the state in 1902. His brother Richard, by the way, outlived him by about 15 years. Lefty Gomez, born in the state in 1908, one of the greatest pitchers, one of the most underrated pitchers of all time. He won the Major League Baseball pitching Triple Crown twice, in 1934 and 1937, and since he pitched for the Yankees, he was 6-0 all-time in the World Series. El Goofball, Lefty Gomez, born in the state in 1908. Charles Schultz, born in the state 103 years ago in 1922. At its peak, Peanuts was being published in over 2,600 newspapers in 75 countries, in 21 languages. It made United Press Syndicate a bunch of money. If you count in the merchandising and product endorsements, the Peanuts franchise brought in revenues of about $1 billion a year. Charles Schultz made $40 million a year. And during the entire run of Peanuts, he took one vacation. When he turned 75 in 1997, he took a 5-week break, and they did reruns. And that was it. Charles Schultz and Tina Turner. Thank God we still have the music. Born Anna Mae Bullock in Louisiana back in 1939, the legendary Tina Turner. We miss her, but we got the music. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. Thanks, Alpine Air. They know what they're doing. They're my first call when my HVAC goes cattywampus, but since Alpine Air put it in, I don't have to worry about that. Mike Minotti's got an opinion coming up, and then Beth Stipe, the executive director of the Community Foundation of North Central Washington. The Turkey Trot is tomorrow at the Pybus Public Market, and it kicks off the Give NCW campaign. Our good friend Beth joins me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
NCW Life channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
When flooding hit Serve Wenatchee, their office and Fresh Hope Market were devastated. But their mission to help prevent homelessness in this valley hasn't stopped, and neither will we. I'm Todd McLaughlin, General Manager at Apple Valley Honda. Now through the end of the year, we're donating $25 to Serve Wenatchee every time someone takes a test drive. And if you happen to buy a vehicle, we'll give an additional $100 in your name. Because when our neighbors are in need, this community steps up, and we're proud to be part of that.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNally. Everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, you want to know what some Republicans actually think about us? Okay, well, after our great president has dismissed the Epstein case as a Democratic hoax, House Speaker Mike Johnson said that Trump was actually an FBI informant trying to take this stuff down. Both of these statements, that Epstein files and that business is a Democratic hoax, and that Trump was working undercover with the FBI, is a clear demonstration about how some politicians will be willing to insult your and my intelligence. But you know what's worse? Some people believe this stuff. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
Welcome to Bliss. Population U. This is the you that appreciates the warmth of a good coat and the fit of a purposeful boot. At Coastal, we want to be your partner in finding your bliss. We are hopeful and helpful because we're about this community. So when you're looking for a place called Bliss, trust Coastal, your country lifestyle superstore. Coastal, we're just what the country needs.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Gee, it must be the holiday season because Beth Stipe is joining me. You need to come on more often than just the holiday season. I don't know why. You just pop into my brain this time of the year, Beth.
Well, you know, somebody could invite me more.
I know, that's my bad. Beth Stipe is Executive Director of the Community Foundation of North Central Washington. Let's get right into the gist of this thing. If you're going to scarf down 2,500 calories on Thanksgiving afternoon, you might as well work up an appetite. It's back again.
Yes.
This thing is
Third year.
The turkey trot is getting a little out of control at this point.
Actually, I think it's a little more under control, which is great. But and that's really a benefit of all the partners that are coming together to make this happen, which is so exciting.
We have footage of last year's turkey trot. By the way, this outfit does not do you justice, Beth.
Well, I'm going to wear it again this year. So.
You don't have to do that, but you do. That's cool. I like that. Look at you.
It's just fun. It's fun to be part of the community and see all the people that are out. Last year, I think we had 1,400 runners, and we already have 1,200 signed up for this year. And we have so many cool things that are happening this year. One of our new partnerships that's come on is, of course, our favorite neighbors, the Firehouse Pet. And they have brought together this really great sponsorship where they're providing these cool little bags for all the kids that sign up. And
that's a backpack?
It's a little backpack thing. Yeah, it's very cool. And then all of the dogs get this cute little bandana with the Turkey Trot logo on it. So that's very fun. And then we also have lots of everybody who registers gets a bunch of coupons because the packet pickup is at Pybus, which is another one of our great partners. And I think almost all of the vendors provided some sort of a discount. So when you come on Wednesday night, the day before Thanksgiving, you can have a glass of wine or a bottle at Jones. You can go to Cafe Columbia. You can go to Hellbent. They're amazing. D'Olivo, Royal Produce. Get your last minute stuff that you forgot. Sure. All of those fun things. But
it looks like
it's been really amazing.
Every business in the Pybus.
Yes, and so it'll be a super fun night at Pybus. Packet pickup starts in the afternoon, and we run until I think it's 8 o'clock at night. There is no late registration on the day of the run, so you gotta get in there the day before. But we're ready to have you and host you, and I brought you a little coaster, aren't you lucky? And this year we have, the Turkey Trot is really the kickoff of the Give NCW campaign, which I know that you just reminded me that last year it raised $904,000.
I saw the press release.
For the nonprofit. It's amazing.
$904,000.
Do you know, that is almost $1 million.
You are good.
I know.
You are really good.
I'm really good at math.
This is the same woman who can't balance her own checkbook.
That's right. Well,
how can you account? That's got to be a record.
It was a record for sure.
What's happening with that? How did that happen?
Well, I just think that people in this community are just incredibly generous, and I think one of the cool things about this campaign is that the fact that it's online and it's a crowdfunding platform where anybody can go on and they can make a $10 gift. It really is accessible to everyone, and more than 50% of the gifts that come in for this campaign are under $250. So it really is something that everyone can participate in. And the other cool thing about it is that here are all of the different nonprofits. This year we have almost 100. I think we're at 99 that are on the campaign. You get to choose which ones you want to give to, and every dollar that you dedicate to a not-for-profit goes directly to that nonprofit. The Community Foundation doesn't take any money on it. It really is a pass-through campaign. And so it's really an amazing way for, in particular, these small nonprofits who don't really have the ability to, mount a big capital campaign or an annual campaign. It gives them access to a broad range of donors throughout the region. And we're just so excited that people are looking for this now and are making it part of their annual giving strategies. And, we say this every year, but there's just so much need out there, and so we really appreciate all the gifts that come in, and I know that our nonprofit partners do as well.
How do you vet the nonprofits? There's a lot of them.
There are. Isn't that amazing?
How do you decide who gets the...
Yeah, so in order for you to be part of the Give NCW campaign, you have to have been a grantee of the Community Foundation, and as you can see, we're giving to a lot of different not-for-profit organizations in the region, and when you become a grantee of the Community Foundation, you've received a site visit from our local advisory board members or our trustees, or a combination of both. So we've met with these organizations, we've looked at their financials, we have looked at what they're doing in the community, the mission that they're serving in their communities, and so that's how they get on the catalog.
There's some heavy hitters here. All of them. But again, if you go to Beth's website, the Community Foundation website, and you go to the Give NCW campaign, you can donate specifically to any of the listed nonprofits. It goes directly to them, or you can donate just to the general pool, and then what happens to that?
That's totally a great point. So we also have this ability to do a give to all. So if you can't decide between the 100 organizations, you can just give to the campaign, and at the end of the campaign, all of those dollars that are raised raised in the Give to All bucket will get spread equally among the organizations that have participated. And so this year, the Community Foundation, with the Community Foundation funding, is putting a challenge out there. $50,000. If we can raise $50,000 in the Give to All campaign part, we will match it.
Whoa.
So that's cool. Pretty cool, huh?
That is really, really
Yeah.
cool. And it's so, I mean, it's so hard. When I look at this list, I mean, they all do good work.
Yes.
I want to give them all some love.
Well, then you can just give to the Give to All campaign. How easy is that?
That's a really good idea.
So, and there's other opportunities too. You know, we have some other partners out there like the Plaza Superjet. I don't know if you shop there, but I shop there. It's pretty amazing.
day.
I know. And they do a roundup for us. And so I think last year they raised over $6,000 for the Give to All portion of the campaign. So they were like almost 10% of the match, or 20% of the match.
I found out that was last year. I think it was the first day of the of Plaza's little roundup for you guys, and I can't remember what my exact total was at the register. And Stan was working the register, and he goes, Dan, put a crowbar in your wallet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I was thinking, do you want cash back or something? And I said, what are you talking about? He says, it's like $21.99. You don't want to give Beth a penny?
Yeah. Well, if you're there every day, those pennies are going to add up.
Yeah, I feel bad about that too. So what I do now is I buy something so the bill comes out to something, and a penny, and then it rounds up 99 cents.
Oh, that's great.
And kudos to the Plaza. They don't have to do that.
Nope, they don't. Actually, we didn't even ask them to do that. They did it on their own. And that was a couple years ago when I was dropping by to grab some stuff on the way home one day, and I saw this sign on the door that said, Roundup for Give NCW. So I called the marketing team and said, hello, you should have told me about this. And they're like, what are you talking about? And so that's how we found out that they were this great community partner. And so we've been really excited to have them as part of this campaign ever since.
You guys have had a banner year. A couple of things we need to note. You guys have some specific geographic locations. It's the Community Foundation of NCW, but you have some specific funds that go to specific areas, specifically the Medhow Valley, which has been a great partnership as well.
Yeah.
And you actually have brick and mortar in Omak.
We do.
Which you needed.
We did.
So
Apparently we did.
Things.
So, you know, a few years ago, the board came up with this new strategic plan, and it was really ambitious. And one of the things that we've been talking about for over a decade is opening up an office in the Omak area, because we serve a really broad geographic region, Chelan, Douglas, and Okanagan counties. And Okanagan is a long way from Wenatchee. And so to have a physical presence there and to be able to connect in that community the same way that we're able to connect in the Wenatchee Valley was really important to us. And so we found this space that was way bigger than what we had anticipated and thought that we need. And it's turned out to be amazing. So we have had over 300 groups use the space up there, because we have a large conference room and a small conference room. We also, interestingly, have flex desks, kind of like a co-working kind of opportunity. So a lot of the not-for-profits in the Okanagan Valley are run by volunteers, and sometimes those volunteers live in places where the internet isn't quite so good. And so if they need to do a Zoom call or something like that, they can come down and they can use our space, which we have a fiber connection, and so it makes it really easy for them. And of course, we don't charge for that, and so it's become a really wonderful community hub up there, and we're really excited about that.
How does your board, and it's a tremendous board, by the way, they're really, really cool people. How does your board and your staff stay ahead of the game when you say, okay, this is something that might be coming down the hopper in 2026 that may need our help, that you have to keep an eye on, because things develop.
Well,
things change.
You know, we are really fortunate that, again, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the Community Foundation is turning 40 next year. So in over 4 decades, we have had wonderful gifts that our donors have left us that give us some unrestricted funding. The vast majority of gifts that people give to the Community Foundation, they have a purpose in mind. They have a cause that they want to support, or they have a goal that they want to reach, and we make sure that that happens. But there are some donors who say, you know what, we don't know what the future is going to hold, and so here's this pool of unrestricted funds that the board has the ability to use to meet some of those unanticipated needs, like a pandemic or a recession or those type of things. And so we really listen a lot to the communities that we serve. And 2 years ago, we kind of shifted the grant making program to the Medhow Valley model that we've piloted for 2 decades. We don't do anything quickly in the Community Foundation world. We really like to see things succeed before we move to change the processes that we have. And so 2 years ago, we started these local advisory boards. So we have local advisory boards now throughout Chelan, Douglas, and Okanagan counties, where local people are volunteering for 2 to 3 years to say, hey, I want to help give away these dollars back into my community. And so they really help to inform us when there are certain needs or opportunities or things that they see coming down the pike. So it's this really beautiful community-based communication loop. And so that's kind of what we do as far as listening back to our communities and then launching those dollars into something that is timely and needed. And so I don't know if you knew that we started an impact investing program.
Talk about that.
So that is also very, very cool. This also took many, many years of learning and making sure that we knew what we were getting into, and we've just piloted it, and we have over $2 million in loans that are out to nonprofit partners in the community. We just had our first repayment of those loans, so these dollars are going to recycle out. And I think the cool thing about this story was it was to the Okanagan County Housing Authority, and they were building a 22-unit affordable housing project in Twisp. And they had some state funding that was ready to expire, and they needed $200,000 so that they could pay their architects overtime to develop the plans so that the county planning department could work overtime on Labor Day weekend to make sure that they got the permits that got to the contractors so that the contractors could start before the deadline when the funding from the state ran out. So that $200,000 that we were able to loan them for 3 months made sure that this $12 million project happened.
Wow.
It's super cool. And so those are the kinds of things that the board is responding to, looking at how we can really use our assets that have been stewarded here from people from here. You know, I tell people this all the time. You know, we manage a portfolio of over $180 million of charitable resources that came from the people in this community, right? It didn't come from the Bill Gateses. It didn't come from the government. It came from people who care about this place.
And your board, you serve a limited term on the Community Foundation board, and then most people are dragged out kicking and screaming when their term ends. But that's also important. We talk about fresh blood. Your board, people move in, people move out, things change, but it always brings in a fresh new perspective for your bosses.
Yes. Yes, and you know, our leadership right now is Jeff Austinson is our board chair, Evan McCauley is our vice chair, and Rosario Nystrom is our secretary treasurer. And those leaders serve 6 years. Each term is a 2-year term for their role as the kind of the core executive function of the organization. And so they have just been amazing at helping to, you know, shepherd this new strategic plan to the point that we are now fully engaged with that plan. And so now we'll sit with that for about 5 years, test the waters, make adjustments where things need to be tweaked to run better. And then in 5 years, we'll evaluate how well we did.
Now, by the way, the board members get paid squat.
Total zero.
It's actually the other way around. They're paying to be on the board. They're donating to the foundation
great. They're
as well.
Amazing, yeah.
Let's wrap up, Beth, where we started. Turkey Trot, Thanksgiving morning.
I know,
Let's get
be
people signed up and all the stuff that they need to know if they want to dress up and look like an idiot and run around. It's at again, it starts and finishes at the Pipus Public Market.
Correct.
On Thanksgiving morning. Let's give people the gooey good stuff they need to know to get signed up.
Okay, so basically you just go to cfncw.org. You'll find the link there to go and register. It's our partners, Wenatchee Valley Medical Group, Cordell Nairn Company, and Cashmere Valley Bank have sponsored it so that it is really affordable. And register your dog, register your kid, register yourself. Come wearing a costume. There's going to be a costume contest. So it's all sorts of fun. I know.
Is that something you have in your closet?
It's actually in the car right now. I thought about bringing it in, but I don't want to like spoil the fun of Thanksgiving morning, and me in the turkey suit. And we talk all the time about how maybe I should like share that opportunity with someone else, and just not ready to do that yet.
And you get a lot of really cool swag from a lot of cool folks.
You do. A lot of great
Pybus Public
partners.
Market.
Yes.
Can you come by and see me before the holidays wrap up?
Sure.
Happy
to do that.
Absolutely. The roundup at the Pybus at the Plaza Super Jet begins when?
It starts Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Beth Stipe, the
Thank
executive
you.
director, anytime, the executive director of the Community Foundation of North Central Washington. Download and read their annual report. It's really good. We could talk for another hour about the good works that you do. Have a great Thanksgiving morning.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
Am I going to see you there?
Perhaps. If anybody sees me running, that means somebody's chasing me.
Fair. That's why I'm in the turkey suit.
Smart move. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. I hope. We'll be right back.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
An hour ago, you couldn't see the Wenatchee Valley from our Wenatchee Heights camera. Now you can. Quick update on the mountain passes. It's really not too bad at all. I-90 is raining at the summit of Snoqualmie Pass, and just at the very summit, 3 or 4 miles on either side of the summit of Stevens and Blewett, you'll find a little bit of compact snow and ice. They have a traction tire advisory there, but really no issues at all. If anything, if you want to wait about 2 more hours, it's going to get rainy up there and lots of snow melt. Now, there was some significant issues on the mountain passes yesterday. That is really not expected today. I'm looking right at the summit right now of Stevens Pass. I'm seeing nothing but roadway, no snow. So it looks like it's going to be pretty smooth sailing into the Cascades today and really right through the holiday weekend. Maybe a little bit of light snow on Stevens Pass on Friday, but they are expecting more rain than anything else today, tomorrow, and really into the weekend, because we had the cold front yesterday and now it's a warm front heading our way. From the National Weather Service, that way if you don't like the weather, you can blame the government. Cloudy today, no rain until late in the afternoon hours. We'll top off at about 39 degrees. And then we got the rain. Rain will start about 10 o'clock tonight, and it's probably going to last right through Thanksgiving Day, basically from 10 o'clock tonight to about 10 o'clock tomorrow night. We could get upwards of 1/4 of an inch of rain in that period, 10 o'clock tonight to 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So lots of rain all day on Thanksgiving Day. We'll top off at about 40 degrees, and then the rain Tampers down, clouds will be hanging around. That's why we're going to have some pretty mild overnight lows, about 36, and then really quiet right into the holiday weekend. Lots of sunshine Friday. Good day to go out and work off those calories. We'll top up about 43 degrees. Clouds and fog in the morning, a few sun breaks on Saturday and Sunday. That afternoon high temperature of 40 degrees is exactly normal. For this time of the year, the overnight low of about 28 or 29, exactly normal for this time of the year. We are off tomorrow. Don't forget about that. Of course, we are off on Friday because it's Barry Gordy Jr.'s birthday, which should be a national holiday. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.